we have a question from James, and you know, as always, this is a question it's about the fourth or fifth time I've got this question, and I don't know what to say, but I'll answer. James asks, I'm curious to your view on the knees over toes ATG astograss stuff, particularly their view on long range versus short range exercises and trying to be tendon dominant for athletic qualities. Any other exercises you found to be useful here for creating that athletic spring? Yeah, the number one exercise for spring is not do any flexibility exercises. You know, when you come over here to my house, and more than welcome, there's a whole bunch of books in my library that are old and moldy, and I mean, a lot of my books, you know, the pages are yellow because they're so old. This is from 1931, and some of them are from the 1970s, and the pages are falling off. But a lot of materials, at least what I've seen, are things we've done a long time. I always thought I invented walking backwards uphill for training because, I don't know, about 30 years ago at discus camp, we started doing it to help our female athletes who are basketball players, to help them with their knees. Those tib raises, I mean, you can see those equipment sold in Strength and Health magazine. I think way back in the 30s, somebody told me. I don't know. If you read John Jesse's book, Encyclopedia of Wrestling Conditioning, you'll find a lot of those exercises. And I understand that the author he also says, yeah, there's nothing new under the sun. I am not a fan of excessive flexibility work. I learned the hard way, like a lot of you, that excessive flexibility often leads to injury. And of course, if you're already injured, I don't mind self-help things on the internet, like here's the answer to this or answer that. But if you hurt yourself doing something, or if you just do a bunch of stuff, how are you going to know if that works or not? There's a thing called N=1, and I realize that we're all an experiment of one. And so for some of you, you're going to get a lot of good out of this stuff. The reason I do astograss squats is because as an Olympic lifter, when the weight hits you on the chest, my best clean is 402 or 182.5 kilos. I got to tell you something, folks. When you pick up 400 pounds off the floor and it hits you on the chest, your butt is going to get driven into the ground because it's this thing. Coach Isaac Newton taught me this. It's called the laws of physics. And, I never worried about flexibility as an Olympic lifter because the sport made you flexible. Now, of course, with injuries, with my age, things have changed. And it's not all positive. But Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can come to my house and I'm snatching and clean and jerking. And then I go for a walk. And for me, the Olympic snatch, the Olympic clean and jerk, some kettlebell presses, some hangs, some ab wheels, and walking, rucking, and heavy hands, I'm in pretty good shape for someone of my age. I still lift more weights than a whole bunch of people, and I'm not bragging, it's true. And one of the things I always worry about when these new things come along, I don't want to call it a fad, but when these new things come along, I worry that you're gonna, you're gonna write a check that your body can't cash later on. I'm not against it. I'm not for it. I just, as always, have the big asterisk next to it. My friend Chris Long always says, when you're up to your ass in alligators, it's too late to ask why we drain the swamps. Okay? So just be careful.